Wonderland Dad.
Yeah,
Tuesday
Steve
night.
Booker.
How's it going?
What's up, guys?
It's going good.
Cool.
You know, with all this crazy virus stuff going on, I kind of wanted to show you guys how to wash your hands. Because I don't think any of you do it. A lot of you go to the bathroom on Tuesday nights, and you come out really fast.
It's very true.
No one's hands are wet. So here we go. There's a couple songs you can do. There's like the Bee Gees, Happy Birthday.
That's a good one.
Do you have a song you can sing for us while I wash my hands?
Yeah.
Go
Ready?
for it.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Let me think of another song. You're on the phone with your girlfriend, she's upset, she's going off about something that you said, 'cause she doesn't. There we go! Good job, Chandler.
That's like improv. And then when you leave the bathroom, you use a paper towel to open the door, then throw it away.
Oh.
Life hack for you. Guys, to be honest, we want to give you some announcements, but I don't even know what's going on. But we're going to keep you updated, I promise you.
Yeah, we will. So if you're watching this, you're probably watching us on YouTube or Instagram, right? So make sure you're following us at ElevateJH, of course. And then we also have our text updates that you guys need to be subscribed to. So what you do is you get on your phone and you text 81010 and you text that to.
Dude, that's a number you send to NCC Elevate, right? To 81010?
You know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. Forget it. It's all good.
Guys, we miss you so much. We really do. I'm going crazy without you guys here. I got a lot of built up energy. I don't know what to do with it. I miss you. But we're going to actually go to a time of worship.
Yeah.
So let's put our worship ears on, you know. We have God speaking to us in amazing ways.
Mm-hmm.
We love you guys.
Hey guys, welcome back to Elevate. We're going to get into a time of worship right now, so don't treat this any differently. If you raise your hands while you worship, if you jump around, do that wherever you are right now. We're going to jump right into it. Waking up. Waking up and knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living with you. I made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. For every young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, no moment is wasted. Now I see the sun, now I'm pushing through the clouds, black and white, turning color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found, and this is living now. Yeah, this is living now. You lead the way. Lead the way, God, you're right beside me. In your love, I'm complete. There's nothing like living with you. This life you created, I choose. I see the sun, now I'm bursting through the clouds, black and white, turning color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found, and this is living now. Yeah, this is living now. You take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more. I see the sun, now I'm bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn the color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. Yeah, I see the sun, now I'm bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn the color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me so. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more. There's a grace where the heart is under fire. Another way when the walls are closing in. And when I look at the space between where I used to be and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. There was another in the fire, standing next to me. There was another in the waters, holding back the seas. Should I ever need reminding of how I've been set free, there is a cross that bears the burden, where another died for me. There is another in the fire. On my dead left for dead beneath the waters. I'm no longer a slave to my sin anymore. And should I fall in the space between what remains of me and this reckoning, either way I won't bow to the things of this world. And I know I will never be alone. There is another in the fire, standing next to me. There is another in the waters, holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding, the power set me free. There is a grave that holds nobody. Now the power lives in me. There is another in the fire. Oh, there is another in the fire. Oh, oh, there is another in the fire. Oh, there is another in the fire. Oh, I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between wasting. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. Nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between us. There is no other name but the name that is Jesus. He who was and still is and will be through it all. So come on, May, in the space between all the things unseen and this reckoning. And I know I will never be alone. Oh, I know. And I know I will never be alone. There'll be another in the fire, standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters, holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding how good you've been to me, darkness bows to him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between we're still. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. 'Cause nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between us. There'll be another in the fire standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters holding back the seas. Yeah, should I ever need reminded how good you've been to me, I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. Count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. God, we love you so much. We thank you that you're always with us. In the midst of the valleys and on the highest of mountains, God, you're always there. We know we'll never be alone. And I pray that you'll be evident in our lives in this time of chaos, God, what it seems like. I pray that we would continue to run to you and nothing else. Amen.
Hey guys, we're starting a brand new series called Through the Darkness. And here's this thing I want to have you think about for a second. Have any of you guys ever been in a power outage? Now, it's something where, you're in your house, you're watching TV, whatever, and all of a sudden everything just turns off, right? All of a sudden you're standing there in your house and everything goes dark. Now, when you're in a dark place, it's kind of uneasy. For some of us, we can't quite move past our fear of the unknown of what's going to happen while we're in the dark. But there's one common theme that I know, and that it's when we're in the dark, we're all trying to find our way back to the light. Just like a power outage, oftentimes we find ourselves in the dark. And that's because we live in a dark and broken world. There can be things that come against us, come down on us, and it's so difficult to find our way out. Sometimes for you, the darkness might be losing a family member. It might be a parent getting deployed. It might be a bully at school. It might be this whole thing going on globally called the coronavirus, where we don't totally know what life looks like right now. Some of you are frustrated. Some of you are angry. Some of you don't know how to feel. Some of you just are stuck, but you feel maybe alone. You feel like everything has turned off and you're sitting in the dark. And you see, one of the most difficult things for us is that as Christians, we feel like we have to always be happy. We have to always be so joyful. And we feel like if we don't, that means that we don't have faith. And if you've ever felt like that, I want you to know that you're not alone. Because in the darkness, sometimes you might react with anger. You might react with frustration. For some of us, we might lash out at the people close to us. Everything can be different. And it's because not one way of feeling is right. The only way that's right is your way. But again, as Christians, we feel like we always have to have things that are perfect, and we have to always be pushing forward, because if we don't, it means that we're not trusting in Jesus. But what if I could show you an example? What if I could show you something where the greatest guy who's ever lived, Jesus, actually took time to feel a certain way? In the midst of darkness, of emotional tragedy, he didn't just snap his fingers and things were fixed. He didn't just always have a smile, but he went through something, and he had to process things, and he had to try and move forward in his own way. Well, we're going to read a story in the book of John, written by a guy named John, who was one of Jesus' best friends. So you can open up your Bibles to that. We're going to be in John chapter 11. And we pick up in this story of Lazarus. Some of you know it, some of you don't, but we're going to read through this together and see how Jesus deals with darkness and emotional tragedy and how we kind of process through that. So here's what it says. Verse 1. Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. So the sister sent word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. Now, isn't that cool? Lazarus was not just some guy. This shows so much importance because they said, the one that you love. They didn't say, hey, some guy over here, or remember that one time you met this guy? Well, he's got the flu. No, they said, the one that you love is sick, which shows so much importance of Jesus and Lazarus' relationship. On his arrival, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. So by the time Jesus hears that Lazarus is sick and he travels, because remember, they didn't have fast cars, planes, anything like that. By the time he gets there, he'd already been dead and in the tomb for 4 days. 4 days that he traveled and tried to be there, but Lazarus had already passed. Now Bethany was less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in the loss of their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him, but Mary stayed at home. It's so interesting. Mary and Martha both process the loss of Lazarus in their own way. See, one of them goes to find Jesus and goes to be there, and one of them stays home because she needs some time to be by herself to process. And so many times when we feel like we're in the dark and we feel like we're alone, we feel like we need to always put a smile on. We need to always be in front of people to show that we're strong. But what I want you guys to understand today is that there is a time for you to mourn. There is a time for you to process. There is a time that you're allowed to be frustrated, angry, and not always happy and joyful. There's times for that. And the cool thing is that Jesus meets them right where they're at. Jesus doesn't say, hey, listen, you got to show up here. You got to come do this. Jesus says, no, let me meet you where you're at. Let me be with you. Lord, Martha said to Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. You ever feel like you can't question God or you can't ask why? You ever feel like in the midst of difficult times that you have to just keep pushing and you can't ever wonder what's going on? Well, again, right here, Martha questions. She says, Jesus, if you had just been here, if you had just done what we needed, Lazarus would still be alive. The one that you love would still be here. Where were you? She's got questions. She's got frustration. She's got maybe some anger. But she's processing, and Jesus understands. Jesus met them both right where they were hurting and broken. And he said, I'm here for you. Let me help. When Jesus saw Mary weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. Do you catch that? He was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. You see, Jesus could have just snapped his fingers and said, all right, Lazarus, we're good. Hey, everybody, calm down. We're fine. We're just going to move on from this. Hey, look at me. I'm Jesus. Let me go baptize everybody. Let me go. No, but he didn't. He was deeply moved. He was emotional. He had something that he was feeling. And he says, where have you laid him? He asked. Come and see, Lord, they replied. Here's the shortest thing. Jesus wept. It doesn't say Jesus moved on. It doesn't say Jesus had a smile. It doesn't say Jesus did this or this, or what we often feel like we have to do. It says that Jesus wept. Jesus took time to process what was going on. Jesus took time to feel. You see, for us to heal, we have to process through our emotions. We have to, whatever is going on inside of us, we have to let it out. We have to go through that moment, that experience. We don't just have to snap our fingers and be good. We got to take time, just like Jesus did. Jesus wept. Then the Jews said, see how he loved him. And the story doesn't end there. Jesus actually goes on after he processes, and he actually raises Lazarus from the dead. But the biggest thing I want you to understand is in the midst of this crazy world that we're going through, in the midst of bullies, tragedy, coronavirus, being locked in your house, no school, not knowing where your friends are, not being able to see them, not just frustration, questions, all of that however you process that is okay. However you process through that is your way, and there's nothing wrong with it. You see, to experience frustration, to experience relief at the end of it, sometimes we have to feel that pain. Sometimes we have to process through that. Sometimes we have to just feel our human emotions and go through that for us to be able to come out on the other side the right way. But it's not until we grieve that we begin the healing process. It's not until we grieve and we really focus on what's going on and we take a moment that we know what's really happening. You see, for me, if you ask my wife, she calls me a stone with no emotion. It's hard for me to cry. It's hard for me to process. But I have my own ways of dealing with things. And my wife, she has her ways. Your leaders have one way. You have a way. Your parents might have a different way. There's nothing wrong with it. We have to go through our own process to be able to come to the other side. Because before we can heal, you've got to feel. You've got to feel what you feel and how you feel it before you can come out the other side and be healed. That's what I want you guys to understand today, is that we look at Jesus, and there might not be a lot of examples and checklists in the Bible that say, hey, this is how you process through things, but we look at the man, the myth, the legend, Jesus, and we say, if he wept, if we took a moment and was deeply moved, so can I. I can take a breath, I can take a moment to process. So in the midst of this craziness that's going on right now, take a moment. Don't feel like you have to have the answers right now. Take a moment, step back. But the question I want to leave you with is this. What is something in your life where you're feeling pain? What is something going on in your world where pain is there, but you feel like you have to bottle it up and not tell anybody? Find someone that you can talk to. Find someone you can reach out to. Your leaders are waiting for you. We're going to get you guys in contact with them while we can't be together physically. But what's one thing in your life that's causing you pain?
Hey guys, wasn't that
Hi.
message amazing?
Yes, it was. It was so good.
Yes, it was. Right now, we're about to throw up an image of small group questions for you guys to go through. I know some of you are home alone, some of you guys are with friends or family, but like I said, we're going to throw up an image. It's also going to be on Instagram. Feel free to message us if you do have any questions that you may not understand this while you're going through it together, because I know some of your leaders may not be even with you. Please reach out.
Yeah, and like what Chandler said, reach out to us if you guys need anything. We love you. We miss you so much, and we hope that you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Have a good one.